We're just going to start opposite hand on the hip. Keep that squeeze. Take an inhale to bend, pulling those inner thighs together. And as you exhale, straight. So the heels are. Cyndie's going to mute because we hear some people. I'm going to keep going. So you're going to bend, squeeze, push into your feet to lift yourself up. Inhale as you bend. Exhale, press away. We're going to go for 5, and then we'll add in. So really keep that big inner thigh connection. Helps kind of engage the belly too. Squeezing those glutes, warming up the glutes, the quads. Inhale, and one more. And the next time we bend, we're going to hold it down. It doesn't have to be deep, okay? Squeezing everything together, we're going to roll up to those toes. I want you to feel all the toes connected. Squeezing those inner thighs, not moving in the hips at all, from the hips up to the crown of the head. We're just lifting the ankles and trying to keep those ankles rolling up together. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Let's go for 5. Exhale up. Here's 3. Squeeze the glutes, 2. And 1. And press yourself up. We're going right to an external. So toes are open. You know the deal. Little pizza slice between the toes. And we're going to just start with that same bend. So hands on the hip. Press those heels together. Squeeze up. So when I press my heels, I feel a deeper inner thigh connection. So just that little push to the heels. Inhale. Fully exhale as you come up and feel those ribs close. And as you straighten those legs, zip it up, right up the center line of the body. Pull it all together. Go for 5. Here's 3. Belly is lifted like you're pulling it up away from the floor. 2. And 1. And next time we're going to bend here, and we're going to roll up again. So heels will separate. As soon as you can, press them together. 8. 7, knees are over the toes, not rolling in. There's 5. And 4, belly's pulling up, shoulders are down. And last one. And press up.
Nice.
Ow! You should feel those quads, okay? I know sometimes we skip quads if we're cheat on arms a little bit. We're going to go to a wide, so we'll feel a little bit more quads. And then we'll move on.
Such fun.
I know. Okay, so you're just a step apart with the legs, maybe a foot and a half. And pressing the heels and really push back into that little pinky toe so you're not rolling forward into the knees. That's my trick. Take an inhale. Bend. Press yourself up and squeeze. Inhale. Exhale. And again, your hand can be light on the chair. As you exhale, all the air comes out. As you inhale, you fill up and breathe laterally with the ribs. Push off those heels. Inhale. Exhale. Go for 5. 4. Push away from the floor. And here's 2. And you're going to hold it down here on 1. Let's hold it. We're going to roll up through one ankle and press it down. Inhale. Opposite. Exhale. Inhale. And we're trying to keep those knees rolling up over those toes. 4. 3. And here's 2. And last one. And press yourself up. Yay. Okay. So we are going to, I didn't forget. We're going to now really hold on to the chair, I think. Okay. So we're coming to that external position. Okay. Toes are in that little pizza slice or Pilates feet. We're going to bend into the knees. Go as deep as it feels good for you. We're going to slide one foot forward. I'm going to point my toes. You can always flex. Trying to keep these hips still. We're going to lift the leg up and lower it down. So your standing leg, the knee is bent. You're exhaling. And think of lifting the leg from the belly on that exhale. Neck is long. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in and press yourself up. We'll switch sides. I think that's enough. All right, so you're gonna bend. You'll feel your quads, I'm sure you will. Opposite leg extends, same thing, lift. So for me, this leg doesn't go as high. I don't know why. I'm trying to keep that left hip down and really extend through that leg. It's lifting. Exhale and lift from the belly. And knee on that standing knee is a little bent. You can bend deeper if you want more work. Squeeze the glutes and pull the belly in. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lower it down and come up to the standing. We're going to stretch. Okay. So I'm going to take your hands to the back of your chair. You can always go to the front seated part as well. It'll be a lower upper back stretch. So we're going to bring our feet to that parallel hip distance. We're just going to stretch. So I want you to scoop on an exhale, round through that upper back. We're going to want to stretch it out. So really pull the belly deep. And then as you exhale, I'm going to walk my hands or slide them down. Chest is going to lower. You're going to feel those hamstrings if you're pressing that tailbone out or hips pulling out behind you. And then we're going to take that exhale and we're going to round. So belly, really pull that belly deep. Try to get that lumbar, that lowest part, and stretch it out. Lift the chin. Pull the belly up and send those hips out behind you. And let's exhale. We'll go one more after this. Inhale. Now you can slide the hips over back behind the ankles. As you exhale, try to bring the hips in line with or right over the ankles. Stretch and hold it here. Really press that spine away. And then straighten it out.
So, all right, so we're just right in the same position. Yeah. So staying right where you're at. We're going to go into a little bit of glute work. So holding on to the back of the chair, or if you have the chair facing you, you can also hold on to the front. So you have the actual seating part as well. So we're going to start by reaching those legs behind you. Nice and far behind you. Kind of coming to that nice flat back position. And we're going to start with that left leg, left leg out. We're going to point it behind us to the floor. So both toes are pointed forward to the chair. We're not in external, we're in parallel. We're going to exhale as we pick that leg up behind you and just pick it up until you find your glute. And then inhale, tap it back down on the floor. Exhale. Inhale. Keep the shoulders out of the equation as much as you can, right? So you're pulling the shoulders away from the ears. You're keeping that belly lifted away from the floor. Head up. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it up and hold. We're going to flex our ankle as we pull the heel towards the sit bone, and then point your toes. You extend that leg back out. Flex and point. Flex and point. Keep those shoulders down. Keep that belly lifted. You should feel a little hamstring here. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. So from this point, we're going to pulse it up. Use the glute to pulse. Keep your knee reaching away from your belly. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Pull the knee into the chest as you scoop your belly. And then send it back out and up, foot to the ceiling. Again, scoop. And foot up, chest up. Make sure your shoulders are staying down. And 3, 2, and 1. And bring that leg down. Stretch that out. We're going to do our parallel on the other side, and then we'll go back and we'll redo this all in external. So we're going to start on that right leg. We're going to point that leg behind us. We're going to just lift that leg up till we find the glute, and then we're going to lower it back down to a tap and lift. Shoulders are down, belly is lifted. So be careful with your standing leg. Make sure that you're not locked on that standing leg. Ever so slightly released. It doesn't mean a knee bend. It just means a release. Let's do 4. 3, 2. We're holding on the last one. Hold it up there. We're going to flex the ankle. Pull that heel towards your sit bone. Point and extend. Flex, point and extend. Flex, point, and flex and point. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. We're going to pulse that foot to the ceiling and pulse it up. Stay into that glute. Keep reaching the pelvis back. Shoulders down. And 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Pull the knee into the chest without the belly. Send that foot to the ceiling. Reach up with the chest, shoulders down. And scoop. And up. And scoop. And up. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. And down. Stretch those hips behind you. Nice big stretch like we were doing earlier with Patty. Arms reaching in front of you. Hips reaching behind you. And we're going to roll ourselves on that. We're going to wipe off our hands because they're getting sweaty. So hang on. Okay. We're going to go.
I haven't gotten there yet.
We're going to go into, it's because you're not talking.
Oh, that's
When you talk, it uses extra energy. All right, we're going to go into external. So we've got our little external position through our feet. That's our beginning part, right? The hips are still reaching behind you. When we do this one, our hips are going to be open. They're not going to stay parallel. So as we take our left leg and we reach it behind you, you're going to open your hips towards the left, right? From here, we're going to bend the knee, and we should feel the side of the glute right here, right? And we're just going to pulse it up. Pulse, 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 pulse. Be careful with locking that standing leg. And 5, 4, 3, 2, hold here. Point to extend. Flex to pull in. Point to extend. Flex to pull in. Point and flex. Point and flex. Keep those shoulders down. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. We're holding extension on 1. We're pulsing up. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold here. We're going to bend the knee into the shoulder as we look to the knee. Send it back out. Bend, look to the knee. Send it back out. Bend. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bring it down and stretch it out. Last side. Huh?
Sorry.
I am. Chair. Okay. Last side. Let's do that again on the other side. External. So we're going to take our right leg, bring it out, extend it, open the hips to the right, and then bend your knee. So you're flexing your ankle, your knee is bent. You should be in the side of your glute. We're going to pulse it up. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Keep the belly lifted. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. We point the foot as we extend. Flex the foot as we pull in. Point and flex. Pay attention to the standing leg. Make sure you're not completely locked out there. Keep reaching the pelvis back. Opening those hips, staying into that glute. Let's do 3, 2, we're holding extension, 1, hold, pulse it up. And let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, hold, bend the knee into the shoulder, look at your knee, send it out, and bend, and out, and bend, and out. 4 more. 3, 2, 1 more, send it out, and bring it down, and send it back. Nice big stretch. You can move to parallel, press those hips behind you, flatten out that spine. And bend those knees, and roll yourself on up. Okay, and we're moving on.
Okay, so we're gonna come to a seated position. We're gonna move our chairs back. If you're on a harder surface seat, try to find something maybe for underneath you if it's a hard surface. If it's squishy and padded, it may be okay. So Cyndie and I are sitting on 2 pads. So we're gonna start here, and I want you to focus always, and I'll keep cueing this too, but from that tailbone up to the crown of the head, we're not gonna slump into the chair. Hands are going to the arms of the chair, and we're going to find our place where we feel balanced. I feel my sitting bones underneath me. We're keeping the legs together for the first part. We're gonna lower one leg down and exhale, bring it up. So mind the rib cage, don't arch the back. We're staying on one side. And I want you to think my belly is drawing that leg up, okay? Exhale. Inhale down. Exhale. Long, long spine. Keep that belly lifted. And 2, and we'll switch sides. And 1. So left foot tap. Try to keep the shape of that leg. It's a little extended, maybe from a tabletop. You're using the belly to draw the leg up. And exhale, lift. Over 4, 3, my other leg sagging, don't let it do that. And last one, hold, set the feet down, we'll take a quick break, come up. We're gonna keep the legs like that, breaks over, hinge back. We wanna keep moving. So we're going double leg. So inhale, exhale it up. Inhale, it doesn't have to be big, you don't have to drop all the way to the floor. Keep those shoulders down. The ribs back and that belly active and tight. Exhale. Here's 5. And 4. 3. And 2. And 1. And come on up, take a quick break. If you're feeling hip flexors, you're going to feel a little bit. I do. They're strengthening too, but I really want you to focus on that belly. We're going external, okay? Going into that kind of little froggy. Maybe a little longer knee bend, so not so small, and then hinge yourself back, and we're gonna march again. So we're gonna lower the right and stay on that right for 8. So belly is drawing the leg up. 5, 4, 3, 2, ribs are pulling back and hold it. We're going to the other side for 9. 8. That's how many we did. We did that on the other side. Now you're gonna mess me up. I didn't start counting until we did our first one. Don't let your other leg sag. Now I've lost my count. 3, thank you. 2, and 1, and lower down. Take a quick break. We will stretch our hip flexors after that one. All right. So we're going double leg lift and lower. We're gonna do 9. In between 10, not 8. All right, so a hinge back, ribs pulling back, long spine, try to keep that length, pull the shoulders down. Lower, lift it up with the belly. 8. 5. No, 6. 5. 4. Sorry, 3. 2. 1. And hold it there. I know. Let's forward fold, release any tension in the spine. Let your head fall, let your spine grow. We got one more step. built the spine, come on up. We are gonna extend those legs long. We're gonna hinge back first. So again, find that place where you feel like you can lengthen the spine and hold that position. Legs are straight. We're gonna take an inhale to lift and exhale, lower. So low belly is kicking in. Trying to stay light in my hands, and the feet don't have to come to the floor. Mine. And 5, belly pulls those legs up, ribs are pulling back. Here's 3 and 2, and hold it here, external the feet, open, belly closes, inner thighs close. Here's 6. 4, 3, 2, keep that belly active, and 1, and we'll take a break. Okay, I'm gonna have you guys stretch out your hip flexors. I'll take out the crisscross. All right, so we're gonna come on in, and I'm gonna have you face your seat to stretch those out. So we're gonna take our feet parallel, hands are gonna come down to the chair seat, send one leg back, bend into the forward leg, and send that hip down to the floor. Okay, so the deeper bend in the knee. Take a shot. Sorry. So I'm going to come down to my forearms. I'm going to drop a little deeper, open up that hip. And hold it. While you're here, try to relax, maybe send that heel back farther, opening up that hip flexor. So I'm kind of almost putting pressure to press my right hip down so it doesn't open up. And then let's straighten that front leg, step that back foot forward, and we'll shift side. So the bigger step, the deeper maybe the stretches, bending that forward knee and sending that opposite hip down to the floor. All right, so we're dropping that hip. Keep that belly lifted, no arching in the spine. So if your hands are up higher, you may be arching. Come down to the floor. Just hang out. And relax, release a little deeper. And then let's straighten that forward leg, step that opposite foot back. Okay. So we're going to move the chair out of the way. We're going to go down to the floor. And hopefully this is a little warmed up. And we're going to sit down and we'll roll ourselves down like we are. Graceful and pretty and Pilates minded. So hands are going to come out front. I'm going to have you reach the hands up. And don't worry about how high they go, okay? If you have the shoulder issues, they don't have to go high. Pull those shoulders down. Lift the rib cage from the hips, but don't pop out the ribs. Keep that length in the spine as you exhale. Try to reach those fingertips up to the ceiling as you roll yourself down. So I'm looking at my toes. My fingertips are reaching up to the ceiling, and I'm trying to get every vertebrae down to the mat. Woo, one at a time. Crack, crack, crack. All right. So I'm going to switch down. So we're going to come into a tabletop. Actually, let's leave our feet on the floor for the first part. So we'll get kind of our moves figured out. So elbows are wide. Let's do one more thing. I'm going to have you reach the hands up, plug the shoulders down, rotate the palms back, bend at the elbow and touch your shoulders, and open up those shoulders. Now just open up the elbows wide, keep those shoulders on the mat, and hands support the head, okay? So I'm going to try, I'm going to imprint actually today. So I'm going to exhale to lift my chin to the chest and look through my inner thigh. It's not big. On an exhale, lift. And I want you to feel like you're lifting from that center of the chest, and then inhale, roll it down. You should not be crunching here. You're the very tip of those shoulder blades. It doesn't leave the mat. Okay? It's a very controlled lift. And while I'm lifting, I'm just imprinting slightly in my low back, but not letting my hips tip back. So it's that disconnect from the pelvis. Exhale, pull those ribs together and back. Inhale down. Exhale, chin to chest. If you're feeling necky, tuck the chin a little deeper, pull the ribs down. need to kind of gather everything deeper even more. Pulling on the head and those elbows are wide. And here's one, hold it up, hold it here. Bring your right leg to tabletop, bring your left leg to tabletop, lower the chest and head down. We'll repeat what we did for 10. Roll it up. So on my roll up, I'm almost lightly touching my lowest lumbar part of my spine to the mat, but I'm not letting my knees pull in. And I'm definitely not pulling on my head. Two, and one, last one. And lower it down, one foot comes down to the floor. Bring the other one down. We'll stretch out a little bit. Let's bring our knees together. The hands are going to be wide open, those shoulders up, palms can go up and down. So drop the knees to one side. Keep those shoulders broad on the mat. So relax the shoulders. And then let those knees drop. Stack that top foot on the bottom. And as you breathe into this, I want you to just release a little more. Feel that stretch almost kind of up the side, back. Relaxing, big inhale. And one more inhale. And then I want you to pull that belly tight, turn on that top oblique, draw those knees to center. And we're going to go the other way. So as I start to breathe, I just relax a little more, try to release a little deeper, let the knees just kind of hang on the floor. I'll take one more big breath, inhale, and exhale. And then one more big inhale. Gather it all up, pull the belly up, turn on the oblique, and we're able to move back in. I'm going to have you pull your knees into the chest. And now you can release that spine. So let the tailbone curl up, rock side to side. Try to relax the spine on the mat, the back side of the body. Just release everything. Bring our feet back to the floor. I'm going to flip around, but you can stay where you are. Okay, just so you can see from another angle. So we're going to work on some obliques, okay? We're going to practice our chest lift that we just kind of warmed up for in the last section here. So lifting chin to chest, hands are coming behind us. We're going to keep the knees down, feet are kind of open, hip distance, okay? As we roll up, we're going to roll to the outside of the right leg. So you're going to lift the chin to the chest and roll up on this right side. Keep those elbows wide and then roll it down. And on that exhale, I'm pulling that right rib cage in and down. So I'm really turning on my oblique. I don't know if that's a cheat or a trick, but that's how I connect. And as you're rolling up, try to keep those elbows wide so it's not a big crunch and curl up with the elbows pulling in together. Exhale. Go for 4. Chin is tucked to the chest as you roll up. And last one. And roll it down. We're going right to the other side. So exhale and going to the left. My elbows are wide. Exhale. Turn on that left oblique. Trying to pull that left hip toward that bottom of the left rib. So that last bottom rib. That cinch it up. Pull the ribs down. Try not to pull on the head. 5, 4, nice and wide. 2, and 1. And roll it down and take a quick break. We're going to repeat what we did in the first segment. We're going to bring our knees to tabletop, but we're going to get into that chest first. Okay. So hands behind the head. We're just going to roll up through center. On an exhale, chin to chest. Lifting through the thighs, bring the right knee up to the tabletop, the left. Use that belly to keep those knees there. Roll the chest down. We're going to the right. We'll go for 8. Exhale. Inhale down. The last 4, we're going to add something. So here's your 4th one, and we're going to count down. As we go up to the right, we're going to drop the knees to the left. And inhale, roll it down. And exhale. Here's 3. And 2. And 1. And we'll go right to the other side. No knee movement, no hip movement for the first 4. There's 3. And 2. And 1. Hold it. On the next one, you're going to dip the knees for 4. Trying to keep the elbows wide. There's 3. Doesn't have to be a big knee dip. There's 2. And last one. And 1 foot down at a time. Rest and relax. Yay. I feel like I've been cheating everyone on apps. I don't know why. All right, so let's extend the legs long. And let's bring the arms long overhead or up to the side, whatever feels good for you. I'm going to open up my shoulders and I'm going to stretch and reach my fingertips away from my toes. Like I'm pulling myself apart in the center, letting everything go. Now I want you to tense up everything. Squeeze the glutes, pull everything together, every muscle, and release down. Reach the fingertips, reach the toes. Squeeze everything together like you're really tense, every muscle tense from the toes up to the fingertips. I might want to stay here.
I'm going to add in. So we're going to stay on the floor for just a moment, and we're just going to turn onto our side and just do a little bit of inner thigh. Yay! All right. So lay onto your side. Yeah. And we're just going to do kind of what we normally, do our inner leg on the floor. So we're going to take that top leg. We're going to bend it in front of us, kind of like almost a figure 4, where you put your foot on the floor in front of you. And we're going to take that bottom leg and stretch it away from our body as much as we possibly can. And we're going to start with a flexed ankle, right? So for me, I actually like to hold my ankle in front of me, but you can feel free to put your hand on the hip as well. So from this point, we're just going to reach through the heel of that leg that's on the floor. We're going to exhale as we lift it up and down and up. Adding in that little inner leg work, I thought we needed a little something else. Inner leg is good. If you're comfortable and more comfortable coming up onto your elbow to support your head, you're more than welcome, right? We're really just wanting to concentrate on that inner leg. Let's do 4. 3, 2, we're going to hold up on that last one, pause, pulse it up. Think of pulsing with the very tip top of that inner leg, like you're picking up a stack of books that's sitting right there on the top of your head. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll lower that down, take a little break. All right, we're going to go into a pointed toe. So we're going to point that foot on the floor now, and we're going to lift and we're going to hold. So we're just going to lift that leg up. And you want to lift it up to a point where you can feel that inner leg. We're holding here. We're just going to go into circles. So just going to draw little circles with your toes. Try to keep your body as stable as you possibly can for these circles. That's 4, 3, 2, 1. We're reversing. Again, pull that belly in. Try to keep that body nice and still. On our last 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower that down. Good job. All right, we're going to turn and do that on the other side, and then we'll do a little stretch. So lying back down on that floor, we're going to bend that top leg. We're going to bring it in front of you. And then we're going to stretch that bottom leg out as much as you can. We're going to flex that ankle, and we're going to reach through that heel. And then we're going to exhale as we lift and lower. Exhale, lift and lower. Up and up. Up. Keep thinking of stretching that body out. Try to keep lengthening that leg as you're lifting from that top of the inner leg. Let's do 4, 3, 2, hold it here, pulse it up. Think about that heavy stack of books sitting on top of that inner leg. That's where the energy is coming from. Don't think of lifting the foot, think of lifting from that inner leg. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1, lower that down, take a little break. All right, we're gonna point that toe. Last set here. Stretch out that body, pull that belly in, and we're gonna lift that leg. We're gonna point the toe, we're gonna find that inner leg, and we're gonna draw those circles, a little circle. Ooh, this leg feels it.
Is it different than the other one?
Oh, a lot different. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse that circle. Lift, nice and high. Lift, lift through the circle. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Good job. We are going to come to seated. And we're just going to stretch out those inner legs by coming to a nice butterfly position. Soles of the feet are going to come together. You're going to grab those ankles, pull them in, and just let those knees open. As you kind of pull up from the ankles, pull the shoulders down so that you try to stretch your spine to the ceiling. And just let those knees open, feeling that nice stretch through the inner leg. Good. Pull those knees into chest. Take a nice little hug into those knees. Rounding through that spine. And then sit up nice and tall. We're going to move on. So we're going to grab our chairs back. We're going to come to standing. And this time, my hands are going to be on the seated part of the chair. Oh yeah, no. Yep. So my hands are going to be on the seated part of the chair. So kind of like what Patty's doing. So we want to, I'm going to come forward a little bit. Yeah. Just because you're behind you. So we're going to do a little push-up series and plank. What fun. So my hands are on the outside of the chair. So I'm going to be in this kind of opened external position through my shoulder, not parallel yet. All right. So I'm going to grab that outside of my chair. I'm going to take my feet back. And I'm going to take myself to a nice plank position. So when you're in your plank, you're pushing out of the arms with the chest. You're drawing the shoulders down the back. And you're picking your belly button up from the floor. This is your plank position. We're just kind of breathing here. So because we're not on the floor and we're at an angle, this won't feel as difficult. It'll feel a little easier. Right? So planks here can be a little easier when you're up at an angle a little bit more. It's when you're parallel to the floor, but it gets a little challenging. All right, so from here, we're going to start our push-up series. But let's go ahead and take those hips to the ceiling. Press them behind you and just kind of get a nice little stretch. And we're going to come right back into our plank position. So press those hips kind of down towards the floor, not to an arch, but just down towards the floor. And we're going to start bending those elbows. So we're going to inhale as we bend the elbows. Exhale as you press again away from those arms. Inhale and exhale. Don't feel like you have to go down very far. Just do what you can. No neck, right? No clicking through the shoulder. No clicking through the elbow. Two more. Hold. We're going to go down halfway and we're going to pulse it here. Little pulses. Let your whole body come with the pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press the hips up and press them back. So I have, and I wasn't sure if Patty was on flat foot. Were you on toes? I was on my foot. Okay, I was on my toes too. But if it's easier to stay flat foot, you can. You can bring those feet in a little bit more, which brings the pelvis up a little bit, but that's okay, all right? So we're going to change the position of the hand to go to a flat hand, and the fingers are going to point forward this time. We're going to come back to our plank position. So same thing here, but now instead of that external position through the arms, we're in parallel. We're just holding our lovely plank.
2 minutes.
Oh gosh.
2 minute plank.
So just really push away from that chair. Keep that chest lifted. Pull those shoulders down. Pick up that belly. Right? I'm on my toes, but again, if you need those feet flat, you can. And just breathe. And with every exhale, think of pulling the belly up, pulling the shoulders down. Let's just do about 15 more seconds. Keep breathing deeply. 5 more seconds. And then take those hips, press them behind you into that nice little stretch. And then we're going to come back. We're going to go right into those push-ups. So we're back to our plank. So this time, instead of the elbows opening out, they're going to come right in towards the body. Don't go down too deep. So it's bend and lift, bend and lift. That was 5. 3 more. 4. No, I said that was 5.
Oh.
1 more. Hold. We're going to bend about halfway. And then just hold and breathe. So your elbows are slightly bent here. You're pulling up on that belly. Shoulders are down. This one's hard. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And press those hips up. Walk those feet forward. Stretch it out. And we're going to come out of that. We're going to bring our hands back to the external position. We're not going to be doing what I will preface that now, so you're not going to be like, oh my God, no more. All right, our hips are still behind, right? And we're going to take our left leg and place it behind you. And then from here, we're just going to do kind of a nice little stretch. So we're going to reach the leg back, lifting it off the floor, just so you can come to that nice extended spine. And from here, we're going to bend the knee into the chest as we scoop the belly. So really scoop out that belly, and then just press the leg behind you and press up and out of the hand. This is not big. And you don't even have to take the leg back so far. If you take it way back, you're going to get into that glute again. It's not what I'm looking for. So scoop and extend. We're really thinking of the rounding and the scooping of the spine, and then the extension of the spine. Scoop and extend. Let's do 4. 3, 2, and 1. Let's just bring that leg down. Send the hips behind you for a stretch. We're just going to do that on the other side. So let's come back. Nice straight spine. Take that right leg behind you. All right, so we lift it just high enough to where we can really push out of the chair with our arms and pull those shoulders out of the ears, pull them down the back, scoop up the belly, pull them in towards the chest, rounding. Exhale, press out of the arms, straighten that spine. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. This should be a good feeling one, right? Nothing is working too hard. You're just getting that nice extension, that nice scoop, getting that flexibility to the spine. 3, 2, 1. Bring that foot down, send those hips back. And we're going to walk forward And we're going to round ourselves up to a standing position. And we're going to go ahead and bring those arms to the ceiling. And we're going to think of diving down to the chair. So as we dive, we want to lift the belly at the same time. So we're going to point those fingertips. We're going to dive and pull the belly back. We're going to land with those arms on the chair. And keeping our legs straight into this nice hamstring stretch, we're going to bring our forearms to the chair. If you need more of a stretch than this, then please just bring your feet forward as far as you can for the hamstring. And if you want more back, take your feet behind you. But the further you are, the closer you are to your feet, the more hamstring you're going to get. The further back you go, then the more back and knees. But you'll still feel hamstring, right? So either way. Bring your hands flat onto the chair. And we're going to just go into some smoothing. So we're going to pull up on the belly, rounding the spine. Kind of going back with what Patty did in the very beginning of class. And then as we straighten our spine, we lift the chest, we pull the shoulders down. And we again scoop. Really get into that low back stretch and press to those hands, lift that chest. Just a few more, and scoop. And extend. And scoop. And extend one more time. And scoop. And extend. We're going to scoop and hold. Keep your scoop. Let your hands come off the chair. Let them hang to the feet. Lead with the low belly and pull it up as you restack the spine. Pull those shoulders down. And we're just going to finish off with one more kind of side stretch before we end class today. So we're going to bring our arms out to the side. Nice hip width apart with the feet. We're just going to lift that right arm to the ceiling as we bend to the left. And from here, we're going to turn our palms so that they actually kind of face each other, right? And we're going to think of the arm that's reaching to the floor. And we're going to think of picking something up with that arm. And we're going to continue to pick it all the way up to the ceiling as we come back to straight. We're going to go to the other side. Bend, palms face each other. Think of the arm to the floor. Pick something up, lift all the way up to the ceiling. And again, over. And pick up. And over. And pick up. Stretch one arm to the ceiling. Stretch the other arm to the ceiling. We're going to do one more little roll down. So we're going to just take those arms. We're going to reach them forward. We're going to drop the chin to the chest. We're going to curl all the way down. We're going to hold. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. We're going to start at the low belly. We're going to pick that low belly up. We're going to drag our arms and our body all the way back up to that standing position. We're going to roll those shoulders down and just do a couple of nice little shoulder rolls here. And then switch that direction. And then you guys are finished.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks for showing. Thanks
Nice
for
to see
supporting
you
us.
on Saturday.